what's happening, gamers? It's the K-Wings here, and this is more of the Arkham Knight Showcase, the August DLC that came out that you might not know about. We're first gonna start with the 1989 movie Batman skin. Nice outfit. It's
nice.
Michael Keaton, and he looks awesome.
I bet this is gonna be your favorite one, K-Wing.
Yes, this is totally my favorite one, and it is an exact movie replica, even down to the steel plates at the bottom of his shoes. Look at that.
Wow, I do kind of see those little straps on his feet there. Wow.
Yep, this was very important in the movie because he was just a little guy, you know? He was barely 6 foot. The ears is what made him 6 foot. Look at that. His ears were massive, and then he became a 6 foot bat. But his boots are reinforced with steel. They're steel-toed. So when he hit a thug, they would go flying. So it would look like almost supernatural.
He's got the shorter cape.
Yep, the cape is shorter.
It's not.
He didn't have
totally
the glide ability with the cape in the Batman games or the Batman movies until Batman Returns, and that was an actual glider that came out.
Yeah, I remember we were watching the first movie a while ago, and when he fell down, he just fell straight down. His cape just was hanging down. So
he added some stuff later. So his gauntlets are also exact replicas, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them. You can see the sharp blades at the end. They're used to destroy knives and other things like that. Although Keaton never did it in the movie, he did use that plate that's on the side of his gloves to kind of help deflect swords when he was fighting that one ninja thug.
Okay.
And there are weapons that protrude out of those slots that are lethal. He also has a mechanism underneath his hand that pulls out kind of like a blade or like an assassin thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Really? Like a hidden blade there? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, although it had a stopper at the end. Originally it was a blade in one of the scripts, but they put like a kind of like a plate or something that comes out of it so it won't go into the human body when he attacks somebody. The utility belt is inspired by the 80s Batman at the time that used a capsule-based technology. Although, while it does have the capsule look, you can see the little compartments that open, right there.
I really actually like that belt because it's not like all, it doesn't look bulky. It's just enough, it's realistic that you could fit stuff in there, but not totally bulky.
So this bat belt carries some first aid equipment. It has a gas-powered back grapple. It has a couple batarangs, some darts, and a few electronic equipment, like some communication with Alfred and things like that, though very archaic. It's not all digital stuff.
Yeah.
In one of the lore things that I will be talking about for this costume, they talk about in one of the scripts that was not used in the film for a scene with Vicky and Bruce. Their scenes got cut, but she was asking him about why he wore an oval on his chest, and he said he uses as a target, like the Frank Miller books, to distract foes because his face is not as reinforced as the suit. You can see how really armored that is.
It does look like he's definitely got some kind of heavy armor under there. You could tell, and I like this because he doesn't look so military like the costumes in Arkham Knight and stuff like that. It's just nice simple suit, but you can definitely see it's reinforced with armor in there.
The cowl is actually made of a very thick black rubber, but it is not Kevlar.
Oh, okay.
So he wants people to aim at his chest area because all of this is protected. His arms and legs are not. This is just basic leather.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the boots are very, very heavy. So this is a Batman that, he's going to hurt you if he hits you.
I can see why this is one of your favorites, because it's
the most realistic.
It's still one of the coolest, yeah. After seeing all these newfangled suits, it's this is really cool.
I'm so happy to have this skin in the game, though. But
it's a classic.
We're going to move on and talk about the Batman of the Future pack first, and then we will go in order and talk about the Batfamily pack. So first we're going to start with Batman Beyond, which this is part of the Batman of the Future skin pack that was exclusive to Steam owners on PC, though PC owners have gotten the short end of the stick of late.
2039,
This is the 2039 Batsuit that was made exclusively for Arkham Knight. This is not the same Batman Beyond costume.
All right, so it's as if If Terry McGinnis was a character in this game, maybe. I have no idea.
I really don't know why they did this. They took a lot of free liberties with this costume. A lot of people like it. I don't like the ninja mask. That to me is just... I don't...
He didn't have a ninja mask in the Batman Beyond, right?
No, it was all the cowl. The entire mask covered his face, so he would have kind of a muffled speech a little bit.
Okay, so here they...
You know...
This is interesting. So maybe they couldn't armor it. They wanted to, if they armored the whole thing.
Yeah, they would be
like Power Rangers talking through their helmets.
Yeah, it's like a visor. It is like a visor.
Oh, it is. Look at that. Yeah, it does look kind of like he is talking through a visor. Yeah, I mean, I think they just had their fun with this. Like they just took as many liberties as they wanted.
So this is supposed to be like super future suit, but if you really look at it, the way that it's designed, it's very similar to what we saw Arkham Knight wearing. So this is Jason's suit.
Oh, okay, yeah, basically.
So on his back, he's wearing a battery pack, and this is how his wings release, and they span like through the elbows and things like that. And this is how he glides. Now the cape is very short, and it only comes out to right around there. So it's kind of like how a parachute releases. For how they're explaining this suit.
So the cape would come right out of there to glide. Okay, yeah, I see.
Now, it's unknown if this costume is equipped with the camouflage technology that Terry uses, but it's still pretty cool. The utility belt is the same as the Batman Beyond suit, except it's not gray and kind of whitish. It's all black, but you can see the kill switch in the center, which is controls the suit and some other functions. But I have to really watch more of the Batman Beyond stuff to remember all the gadgets and things, because they changed with the episodes. But this suit is definitely like a tactical armored or a SWAT Batman that they were going for. Like Batman's going to war.
Doesn't look like he could do a lot of flips or acrobat stuff in that.
No, this is like a tank Batman. Yeah. This is what the suit he should be wearing when he mans the tank. Kind of how Jim Gordon right now is like the kind of robot Batman rabbit thing. He wears like this tech suit underneath his giant mecha suit to be Batman, and this is kind of like what that is, except his face isn't covered, and the bat symbol would be yellow and the utility belt would be yellow, but he's all SWAT-like.
Cool.
All right, next up we have the Dark Knight Returns Batman skin, and it still fits. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions on Twitter whether or not I think that Man of Steel 2 or Batman v Superman costume is going to be in this for Batman Bruce Wayne, and I say no, because you have the Dark Knight Returns costume, and essentially it's the same thing. You have the short ears, you have the huge bat symbol on his chest to draw enemy fire, and then you have the mesh kind of cloth, very skin tight, costume.
Yeah. So it's a little tease of what hopefully we're gonna see in the movie. The new. Yeah.
So in the movie, he's wearing the kind of light blue with like a more dark gray.
Okay.
So, but it's this costume. The utility belt is more cloth, kind of carpenter based.
Yeah.
You see the belt buckle like right there.
It looks more. I don't know why, but even though it's the new movie and all new Batman stuff, it looks so homey. Like it looks so basic, not really high tech or anything like that.
So this Batsuit did not have a grapple gun for a while. Batman carried around a sniper rifle that he kind of messed with, and it shot a grappling hook. He had that for a while. He has his batarangs in there, first aid equipment, communication stuff, antidotes.
It's very realistic because you can actually imagine that he could actually carry some real stuff in there, you know what I mean?
Right. So, I don't know what these type of gloves are called, but they are not basic gloves. He's able to grab a cable when he's fighting Superman and use it to use electricity.
Yeah, you can see that they look really reinforced. Yeah.
Well, no, they're not reinforced. It's a type of material that a lot of people who work on power lines use.
Okay, all right. So it wouldn't. Yeah, something that would not conduct electricity.
But he does have
resist electricity.
Kind of short blades that come out of the glove, but if you notice, they're kind of cut off a little bit. They're not as sharp.
Okay, yeah.
They won't like stick into bone and all that other stuff like some of his other stuff. And then he's wearing his black underpants underneath over the costume. His boots are just basic, kind of like leather boots. Although he does have a steel toe in them, and they are weighted down so that when he hurts people, because he's older, he needs that extra oomph.
Yeah.
He's like in his late 50s, early 60s when he wears this Batsuit.
And it still fits.
That's right. So moving back on to the Batfamily skin pack, we're going to start with the 1970s Batman skin.
Oh, blue Batman.
Blue Batman, back in blue. Now, the difference between this costume and the one that we saw in Arkham City is it's a little darker blue. And I believe this was done as a tribute to fans of the 80s and 90s Batman who had a kind of darker blue and gray Batman.
Oh, yeah.
But already right away, I'm noticing the utility belt is the 70s.
Okay.
So this is what you would have seen in the Super Friends. And
it looks like a regular belt with that he just attached yellow stuff onto it himself.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
His gadgets are much smaller in this, although I don't know. He would have bigger compartments in the back for where he keeps his batarangs and stuff like that. But the wires are very small for his bat line.
He's got the classic
oval
symbol, which is the animated series, same one, but yeah. And I love seeing him in blue because it so reminds me of as soon as I see it, I think comic book Batman.
Yep.
Reminds me of all those
This was the Batman that we grew up with. So you can see like all the detail on his cape, like all the stitching that Alfred did, things like that. It's very, very cool. The cape is all blue though. And the inside is not black. That's just shadow. The boots are just basic cowboy boots that are painted kind of bluish, or they're made from like a blue leather material.
Mm-hmm. Very, very basic.
Probably cowhide or something like that.
Yeah, it does.
You can see
stitching. Yep.
So this was one of my favorite Batsuits in Arkham City, and we used it when talking about Adam West, and we had all the effects and things like that. So it's nice to see this suit come back, and I'm kind of happy. But again, we've already had this suit. You can see the veins. Like, that's how skin tight this costume is. Batman's got like Bane veins.
Oh, he's got vein problems.
All right, next up we have the Arkham Origins bat skin, the early years, and this is the black costume that you get after completing something in game. I forget if it's beating the game on Dark Knight difficulty or if it's doing something else, but this suit is a combination of the Christopher Nolan look. You can see he has kind of that lion neck.
Oh,
he can move it.
He can move around a little. Yeah, it does remind me of the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah, so he has like the Bale, I guess they would call it like neck guard. That's made of like a very heavy kind of metal.
He can actually move his neck. Lucky him.
Mm-hmm. He also has a special plate on the back of his head that is, I mean, it won't stop like a really fast blade, but, you know, it's got something on the back that will help prevent his neck from being cut back there.
That's nice.
And he has some reinforced stuff right there by his throat as well. But this is a very, very heavy
all black. Oh, except for that yellow.
Yeah, the yellow utility belt.
There was no yellow utility belt in the, Batman Begins, I don't think.
So this costume right here, the gloves, these are the electric gauntlets that he stole off Electrocutioner. He's got the stuff that comes out of his gauntlet right there.
Yeah.
The blades, those are very, very sharp.
The utility belt, you can tell like there's it looks different. Like there's a little tube thing, and there's like they switched it up a little bit.
And the utility belt also has a mechanism that will electrocute people that try to steal it. Now the costume up front, although it did change in Arkham Asylum and City and things like this thing is really armored. Even the arms itself like has a lot of protection.
You can just tell from the other skins we were looking at that he looked like way bigger already. But you can see little screws in there too.
Yep, he has little padding too to help with when he jumps and stuff like that. His boots are more mecha-like. These things would hurt. This is super enforced steel toe.
How can he lift his feet with that? Oh my gosh.
Because he's trained in like 10 times Earth's normal gravity, like Goku. That's all I'm going to say with that. This suit is also in the game as probably tribute to WB Games Montreal, who helped do the Batgirl DLC. And this is probably not the last we're going to see of any prequel Batman game.
Oh, really?
So this suit will probably make a return.
It's pretty cool.
Next up, we have one of my favorite skins that I'm actually kind of upset to see with the wrong name. This is not the iconic gray and black Batman skin. This is Batman Reborn, Dick Grayson, heir to the Cowl. Now, the iconic gray and black costume was really first used by Micheal to sell Batman toys, and I have a ton of those. They were all black. It was like very sleek and, very like kind of figure-like. And he had like really massive, long Halloween bat ears.
Oh,
now,
so they got that wrong. This is
the Dick Grayson suit, and the reason why you can tell it's the Dick Grayson suit is it has the tiny ears,
short ears,
and also he's supposed to have eye slits. But you can see the stuff right there. That's all his communication stuff.
Okay, so that's accurate to the Dick Grayson one.
The suit is made of a much lighter material, very similar to the Batsuits that Dick would have ran around next to Batman when he was Robin.
Oh, okay.
So this is very nostalgic. It is spandex, but it does have like some armor underneath to guard the pecs, the heart, the lungs. It has not so much around the abs or anything like that.
Yeah, because you can see his belly button.
This is the body of an acrobat. The utility belt is more Nightwing inspired, though it does have the tiny
That is a cool
ears.
Utility belt. Oh my gosh.
The wings go all the way on the side, and this is a very futuristic utility belt.
It's like designer utility belt. It's so cool, futuristic looking.
Yep. Another proof that this is Dick Grayson. The gauntlets are much smaller. They're kind of like a round bracelet type thing that's used to protect his wrist and things like that. He does have 2 blades instead of 3. His gloves are also made of a lighter material, so he can do more acrobatic stuff. But that brace that he's wearing around his arms, he does a lot of Muay Thai, and he will not hit you as much with some other stuff. He also will use that to deflect blades and other things, even bullets.
And that's kind of like a Nightwing kind of inspired utility belt design there. Yeah.
Except it's got the tiny ears because they're saying this is Batman Reborn. His boots are a little bit different. He does have some steel toe stuff, which you can see in the front, but he does not have the stuff on the bottom. Instead, he has a light material, so when he jumps off stuff, it's a softer landing, and he can be faster on his feet.
So this suit is made for a guy that's jumping around and doing a lot of acrobatics, not a big person with lead all over them. Yeah, so all those things that you said are all attributes of the Dick Grayson costume. So that pretty much...
Except it would be blue and gray.
Oh, okay. So that pretty much shows that this is based off of the Dick Grayson Batman. And so they got the name wrong. They did say heir to the Cowl in here.
Yeah, they did.
Dick Grayson is the heir to the Cowl.
So the gloves are very similar to the Batman Begins, like Chris Nolan stuff, because the cape is the same material. So when Dick puts his hands out when he's jumping and he touches his cape, it gets an electric current and it stiffens.
Oh, cool.
And then he flies.
He can put a current through the cape just like in the movie.
Right.
That's cool.
If you read Batman Reborn #1, the first issue in the series, he and Alfred are talking about that.
Was that before or after the movie came out?
After.
Oh, okay.
It was
All right.
after.
They switched it.
So that does it for the Batman skins. Now we're going to move on to the Batfamily that was part of the Batfamily skin pack. We're going to start with 1 year later Robin, older and wiser.
Okay.
So this costume is in loving tribute to his best friend, Connor Kent, who was killed by Superboy Prime in Infinite Crisis.
Oh, okay.
And it has the colors of Superman, or Superboy, red and black.
Red and black.
And Connor's costume was so extreme in 90s. He had a black t-shirt with the Superman logo.
With like a red Superman logo, yeah.
Yeah. So that was all that. And Tim did some pretty bad things, though, even though he had some really nice hair. It wasn't very anime-inspired by the time he had this look. The R is more classic R instead of his 90s extreme, like, kind of check mark.
Oh, yeah.
And it also wasn't a shuriken. It doesn't come out anymore. That's actually stitched on this time.
Oh, okay.
His other R was actually a weapon that he could throw at people, and it had a tracking mechanism in it. So Batman trusts Robin a little bit more in this. Although his suit is more protected, just like the previous Robin tunic, and it has long sleeves. So the green stuff is gone.
Oh, okay.
That's all protected now.
That's so cool that he changed his look, to honor his friend.
Well, he didn't do really good honoring his friend because he steals his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
After Robin's girlfriend, spoiler, dies, he ends up with Wonder Girl, and they're kind of both like in this relationship for a while, and then they're like, this feels wrong because you're trying to bring back my boyfriend by cloning him, and it was just awkward. It was really weird. And even in the New 52, they actually have these two get together and not Superboy and Cassie, so it's just kind of like, yeah.
He must need a lot of gadgets because he's got a pretty, that's a really bright yellow utility belt there.
Yeah, the utility belt is very basic. This is not the cool 90s Robin utility belt. This has more pouches, more equipment. He's like Batman's lieutenant, not really his errand boy by the time. He's a little older. He's probably about 18, 19. And his boots also, because he was trained by Nightwing and Lady Shiva and things like that, he's also light on his feet, so he has some more protection when he jumps and things like that, to kind of lessen the impact. And he does a lot of acrobatics, but not so much as Nightwing. He also uses a bow staff, which he learned from Lady Shiva, I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
I don't really remember. I know it was a lady assassin, but we're going on almost 30 years ago, so I have to brush up on some stuff. We also have my favorite Catwoman costume, the 90s Catwoman skin. Perfect.
Whoa, purple Catwoman.
And this is actually based on a drawing of her costume that was going into production for the kind of late 80s. The difference that I can see right away is the weird ponytail thing.
Yeah, that looks really weird. It's like a beehive ponytail from the 60s or something.
Right, from the top of her head, right here, would be cut off, and her black hair would be coming out of that.
Oh, okay, so she'd just have her hair down. Right. It would just flow down, kind of like Batgirl's hair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the ponytail was used in some promotional art, as was this utility belt, which is just a basic cat belt, and it has a giant cat on it.
That's cute. I like the little kitty on that.
She didn't have this belt very often, though. Her basic purple cat suit involved... These gloves are too small. They would be up much higher.
Okay.
Probably right in this area.
So all the way up, yeah.
Right near there. But they are that type of black leather.
Do they protect her at all?
No.
Well, I guess not really.
Inside,
except for leather.
The gloves are claws that come out, so she can break into windows and things like that, steal stuff. Her boots would be much, much higher, probably about another inch or two.
Yeah.
But they are the black thigh-high boots, and she did have heels.
Nice. She looks really cute. I really like this. I think if I was playing a game and I had to play any suit as Catwoman, I love the gray animated series Catwoman, but I think I would try to play as purple Catwoman because she just looks so cool with this.
Yeah, not digging the ponytail because it just looks weird, but
love it. I love everything but the ponytail.
She had different variations of this costume. They all were kind of purple, but there was also kind of a violet look to it. And again, she lost the belt, and the boots and the gloves were always the same, but she would actually have her whip attached back here, so it would look like a tail.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Right. And this suit is also very similar to the Long Halloween version, except it has no purple tail coming out of it. And of course, her hair is coming out of it. So that was supposed to be she was free and, whatever else. So we're going to end now with the original Arkham Nightwing skin, the City Boy.
Which game is this from again?
Arkham City.
Okay, Arkham City, alright.
So
nice.
The mask is not really my favorite. It looks painted on.
Yeah,
but I love the hair.
Like a like a clown mask or something. I don't know.
If you look at the suit, you can see that it's also very protected. It's got some elements of what was used for the Arkham Origins suit. When WB Games Montreal was doing some stuff, you could see the extra protection he has on the back of his head. There's a metal plate in there to deflect a blade should somebody try to lop off his head. The suit is more protected than most Batman suits. You can see a lot of Batman Returns elements, like with the abs and stuff being very futuristic, kind of squared out. Mm-hmm. There's more protection in this suit, but the rest of his body isn't really that protected. The suit is pieced together a little bit different. You can see where the screws are put into place.
Yeah, all those bolts and stuff.
It's made of different material to do different things that he needs to because he's a free runner, so he needs more light stuff, except since he doesn't have a cape, to kind of like hide his body when he's moving around. The chest and the back area are both reinforced with a very heavy bulletproof material.
I see.
Because he does get shot sometimes.
So he's just got plates where he needs them, kind of like some reinforced stuff. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I love blue Nightwing. Nightwing in blue always looks awesome.
Yep.
So.
In his gloves, he has kind of knockout darts that he can shoot. There's a little thing that comes out right around the top, right past those kind of like wavy like lines.
Oh, yeah. So
it's that little square thing. Yep.
There.
He has no utility belt in this costume, but he does have some compartments hidden, like in the leg area where he can pull out his gas grapple gun. He has a first aid kit. I think it's located in one of the shoulder things up here.
Wow.
And
that's pretty awesome.
he's very light. His boots, you can see the steel toe right there, and also has the steel heel. But there's a lot of stuff in his like kind of leg area that will help with the impact of jumping off things.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't break his legs.
Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, concludes the skins. In the comments section below, tell us your favorite skin that you saw in this video and why. We would really love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
We will be back with the Keaton lore video on Monday, and there will be a Sunday drive dedicated to just the Keaton Batmobile, though not so much free roam as just driving the Batmobile around.
All right, awesome. I'm so excited. And these skins are like really cool. I like all of them, especially the cat. My favorite one is the Catwoman. Purple.
Totally. So anyway, guys and gals, thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time with more Batman Arkham Knight. Bye-bye.
See ya.